Welcome to the Business Day. I'm Kalisha Williams. Jamaica's economy contracted by 5.9% for the first quarter this year. The growth was stifled by Hurricane Melissa. As we hear in this report, the Planning Institute of Jamaica predicts that the ongoing fuel crisis could be just as catastrophic if the geopolitical tensions are not resolved.
The Planning Institute of Jamaica, Pioj, says the country's growth continues to be hampered by Hurricane Melissa.
The performance for the review quarter largely reflected the lingering impact of Hurricane Melissa on productive activities.
During a quarterly press briefing on Wednesday, Director General of the Pioj, Dr. Wayne Henry, says the goods-producing industry recorded a negative growth of 11.2%, worse than the 9.3% recorded for the previous quarter immediately after the hurricane. The services industry also contracted by 4.1% in comparison to the corresponding period last year, but better than the previous quarter when the hurricane just passed.
Finance and insurance, as well as public administration and defense, were the only two sectors in the services industry that recorded any positive growth for the period. Now, according to Director General of Pioj, that was because of the large volume of transactions because of demand for cash following Hurricane Melissa. So too was demand for government services.
Dr. Henry says as the geopolitical tensions in the Middle East continue, Jamaica is extremely vulnerable. The tourism industry is among those to be negatively affected.
Heightened energy costs will spur inflation, widen Jamaica's trade deficit, slow real GDP growth, and place a strain on fiscal performance. The tourism sector, a major source of foreign exchange earnings for Jamaica, will likely be among the hardest hit. Higher airfares, cruise costs, and local operating expenses are projected to negatively impact visitor arrivals.
The Pioj says government needs to be proactive in its policy measures. Key among them is the reopening of the Gisco Alpard plant in St. Elizabeth. Mining Minister Floyd Green announced that a delegation is expected to leave the country for China to meet with the owners, the Chinese government, to come to an agreement about its reopening. When asked whether the Pioj was a part of the delegation,
so we wouldn't be able to say too much around that. We know it's a significant player in terms of, as we've been reporting, as you've just highlighted over the time and the sensitivity to the sector of the operations of that plant.
As it relates to the economy's growth for the fiscal year that ended March 2026,
the economy is now estimated to have contracted by 1.6% for fiscal year 2025-26. This revised projection compares with an initial projection for growth of 1.9%, indicating that the shock of Hurricane Melissa resulted in a loss of 3.5 percentage points in real value-added output.
Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, the Pioj says the country is not in a recession. The statement comes after Jamaica recorded 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth. The first being the negative 7.5% recorded for the period October to December 2025, which was after Hurricane Melissa, and now the negative 5.9% recorded for the period ending March 2026. But according to Senior Director of Economic Planning, Research and Policy Logistics at the Pioj, James Stewart, the projections are negative. The economy is showing signs of recovery.
We are thinking that there is no possibility of a recession. Statin will publish the deseasonalized quarter-on-quarter performance in their report. But we are suspecting that as the conditions of Melissa, the negative conditions from Melissa eases each successive quarter, there will be a growth relative to the preceding quarter. So you wouldn't find 2 consecutive quarters of decline during the quarter-on-quarter comparison.
To gas prices now, all categories of fuel will be increased effective tomorrow. Each litre of 87 gasoline and 90 gasoline will be increased by $4.50. Automotive diesel and ultra-low sulfur diesel will also be increased by $4.50. Kerosene will see its price go up by $4.50. The cost of propane will see $3.06 being added to its price, while butane will go up by $2. Each petrol station will meet these adjustments to their prices, which include a markup on the ex-refined rate offered by Petrojam. To the stock market now, the JC index advanced by 302 points, while the junior market index declined by 31 points. The winners were led by Sectoral Real Estate X Fund, Kintyre Holdings, Pulse Investments, Mailpack Group, and Express Catering, while the losers were led by ISP Finance Services, Iron Rock Insurance Company, Carbon Assurance Brokers, Cygnus Real Estate Financial, and Elite Diagnostic. 18 stocks traded firm. Currency trading now, foreign exchange trading ending with banks and cambios selling the US dollar for an average $158.39. The Canadian dollar is being sold for $115.20. The pound is going for $212.63, while the euro is selling for an average $187.11. And that's all for the business day. International news is next.